Hi everyone, this is my presentation on Socrative. Socrative is a student response system. It's a free website that allows you to do the same types of interactive lessons that you could do with smart clickers. And I'm actually logging in twice here so that you can see both what it looks like for a student perspective and what it looks like for the teacher perspective. If you wanted to get signed up, all you have to do is click this button here in the corner. And all they ask for to get you started is an email and a password. You can update that later if you wanted to have more specific information about who you are and where you're teaching. I created a little account here for us to use just for these purposes. So let me log in. And this is free. There's no software that you would need, and there are no clickers or equipment that you would need to buy. So you log in, you'll see up here in the corner there is this number. It says my room number 982515, and that is all that the students would need to be able to sign up. They don't need to put in their information. They wouldn't have to put in their email address or anything else. And they can actually use any device at all as long as it has internet capability. So for schools where all the students have laptops, this would be a very easy thing to use. For schools that have a Bring Your Own Technology initiative, students could use iPads, they could use smartphones, they could use laptops they might bring from home. And then even if you don't have any of those things, maybe you had a laptop cart, or if you had computers in your classroom already, they could make use of those things also. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say that I want to log in as a student. And all I need is the room number that my teacher would give me. And I say that I want to join that room. And until you tell them what you want them to do, it'll say, please wait for the teacher to start an activity. So I'm going to go back over here to the teacher. You'll see that there are a lot of different things here going on. Right now we're going to look at these ones at the top. Multiple choice, true, false, short answer. These are things that you would use during class to get live feedback. It could be during a discussion, or students could be working on an activity, or even watching a video. I could ask a question verbally, or they could be answering something maybe off of a PowerPoint presentation or a worksheet. And on my teacher machine, I would start to see their answers as they said them. Say, if I wanted to say, which of the following things do you like best? On their screen, they would get their choices and they would say, well, I like this one. And then they'll be told that their activity is completed, and I would start to see the number of responses by letters. And when I'm done with that one, I would say that I want to end that activity, and I could go on to something else. The one that I like best here is the short answer. Like if I said, what are you looking forward to most about summer? They could go over here and they could say, sleeping late. And they could submit that. And on my computer, I would start to see their responses come in. And this would be great because it allows me to interact with all of the students to get feedback from them simultaneously. It's very time efficient, and it's a great way for me to hear what they have to say about something. Another thing I can do is, if I wanted to put up the responses that other students had said on the screen, perhaps from the projector, they could vote on the ones that they liked best. That would give them the chance to see what other students had said about something and maybe rethink their own thoughts, and it would lead to very good discussion. So if I want to end that activity, I'm going to go over here. And down here it says quiz-based activities. It's possible that you could allow students to actually take quizzes at home. These would be things that you don't need them to be working on in class. So I created a little quiz here. And if I wanted them to be able to do this at home, I would want to say that I want it to be a student-paced quiz. And as long as I don't say end activity, I could allow them to do this at their own pace, at their own time. all they would need is the number up here to sign in. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close all of this down, and I'm actually going to use my phone to pretend to log in as different students, so that then we can open it back up and you can see what happens. You know, maybe if you went home for the night and you wanted the students to take a quiz while they were at their own house, maybe. Alright, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go back to the Socrative website. And I'm going to go back to logging in. And you can see that it's going to tell me that my last activity is still running because I gave them that quiz to try at home. I'm going to say I want to resume the activity. And I can see that there are some people logged into the room here. And what I want to do is I want to say manage the quizzes. And down here you'll see that it says send report, previous quiz report. I'm going to say that I want it to send my report, and it sends that to my email address. So I'm going to go over here and check my email. And it's got a couple options. You can look at it as a Google spreadsheet, or you can download it as an Excel file. And once you get it to open up, you'll be able to see all of the students that took the quiz, their names, their answers for certain questions, their final score. So you could use that for the results of a poll. You could have them vote on something. You could use it as an assessment and put that in as a grade. There are a lot of things you will be able to do to get a good feel for how they felt about some things that were going on in your class. And I'm going to log back in as a student real quick, just so you can see how the quiz was working. First question was that I wanted them to enter in their name. And this was a little quiz that I made up about the science club that I sponsor at school. And the one thing they did not do this year was that they did not go to the Smithsonian. I go to the next question. And which of those things are we trying to do before the end of the year? We're going to try to do all of those. And then this last one, it's actually a poll. There's not a correct answer to this one. So they could have chosen any of these, and it would have just given me the data to see how many people said which choice. They can let another student take the quiz from the same device, or they can just say they want to finish it, and then they could either log out or wait for a new activity to have to start. I'm going to go over here and I want to go back to main screen. And I never ended that quiz that was running, so students could still be logging in to do that. But if I want to cut it off, maybe there was a deadline I wanted them to meet, I would say end activity. And down here at manage quizzes, I'm going to show you how some of this works. Edit the quizzes in my account. I'm going to go to the one that I created. I'm going to say that I want to edit it. And there's a couple really neat things here. This here says enable sharing. If one of you were to sign up for Socrative and you liked a quiz that I had made, I could give you this code and you could type it in and you could have access to the exact same quiz that I did. And down here you can see the questions that I put in. And for the ones that are multiple choice where I want them to have a correct answer, I just click the one that is correct. And then for the ones that I want it to be more of a poll or a voting, I just don't click anything. And you can see all of the choices have a place where I could put an explanation if I wanted to, so that they could get feedback as they were taking the quiz. I'm going to add another question in here. I'm going to say, what would you like to do in science club next year? And I would just say save. And then when I received the spreadsheet after they all had taken the quiz, it would have had their response for that on there also. So that would be a great way to get more detailed feedback from your students about lessons or things that they did or did not understand, or just how they felt about a certain thing in general. Alright, so that is a little tutorial on Socrative. And I'm going to show you some discussion questions that we're going to talk about on Edmodo. So thanks for watching.